Maturation, May 28th, 2023. Sometimes a process is flawed from the start but gets accepted as okay. This may happen as we try to address a long desired field of human manifestation for the first time in history, rousing society's interest to the point we get so excited that we decide to take that process under our wing without giving it too much thought. Inefficiency goes unnoticed as it grows in popularity and acceptance, eventually getting elevated to the status of cultural asset. After running a flawed process like that for too long, how to realize general opinion is in fact blinded by collective excitement and what the process indeed delivers are extremely poor results. Presuming that at some point we can grasp that level of understanding from the situation, it is only then that we realize how compromised the process really is and that it urges for a new design. Having decided to take on the challenge, say we move on to designing a new process. When doing so, how to make sure we are on the right track, making smart decisions and doing things right. And how to decide whether a process must be entirely thrown away and rebuilt from zero. We need to be able to distinguish processes that require a whole new design from scratch from processes that are partially successful and where punctual interventions might be the answer. Finally, how to tell when an intervention is relevant, avoiding an irrelevant or even harmful intervention for the sake of simply presuming that changing is good. How to know when not to follow the voice of change, avoiding the pitfall of overchange, a situation where no matter how many changes we adopt, process efficiency does not increase or could even go down. To help us navigate through those kinds of uncertainties, we turn to the concept of process maturation. At first, one might confuse the concept of maturation with that of saturation, but there is a big difference. A process may benefit from the recurrent adoption of a sequence of ideas changes, but the sole fact that it seems to be working in the eyes of the people who are involved in its productive chain doesn't mean it necessarily resonates with scientific arguments. The use of scientific research is fundamental to evaluate how good or bad the process really is in the face of its potential consequences to the people involved, the planet, and society in general. The level of science that is being currently applied in each process is therefore an indication of what direction to follow in the search for continuous improvement. What we ultimately want is a mature process operating at its best.